Everyone, we are live. Draft-a-Palooza continues. It's Friday. We're drafting underdog best ball, and I've got the GOAT with me. This so exciting to have Bobby Wow back in the mix. What's up, Bobby Wow?
Hey. I'm excited too. It's good times. We're way closer to actual kickoff than you realize, I think. Like we're at least in the double digits now. We've gone from in the hundreds to now there's light at the end of the tunnel, okay? It's coming.
You can count how many days on 10 hands. How many days left?
When you put it like
coming.
that. Oh man.
I feel like Bobby Wow. I feel like I'm super ready for drafting already. I've been drafting just endless dynasty rookie drafts. It's just been a parade of dynasty rookie drafts that I've been doing. I'm blasting through nonstop best ball drafts, just crazy amounts of them here so far. Never been more ready.
One thing I want to ask before we dive in here, and maybe while you kind of get things pulled up, is who's a player that you're far more overweight on than you thought you'd be entering into this best ball season?
I mean, than I thought I'd be.
Yeah, like who do you find yourself heavily exposed to?
I mean, I'm definitely heavily exposed to like Ricky Pearsall is one of my heaviest exposures this year at wide receiver.
That's exactly why I asked this question. That's the name. Those are the names I need to hear.
Yeah, love Pearsall. I just love the story. DJ Moore is somebody I'm loading up on from your beloved, and pretty much the whole Bears offense. I'm even convincing myself about Swift and Rome Odunze a little bit.
Yeah.
But Pearsall, I'd say, is probably the guy that just logic brought me to this conclusion that it should be Pearsall's year. You want to hear the logic of it? I have a reason.
Yeah, tell me. Because part of it's Debo, right? Debo's gone. That helps.
It's not just that Debo's gone. It's that when Pearsall is a first-round wide receiver draft pick, people forget because he wasn't hyped because when he went in the first round, everybody's like, they got Debo, they got Ayuk there. Where's the room for this guy, right? There's no space for this guy. So so we forgot about him and we turned our brain off to this guy being a first round draft pick wide receiver. Did we forget? Like first round draft pick, that is draft capital. That is, you're a very good player. So the whole reason we didn't like Pearsall was because Debo was there and we're like, man, these guys are kind of similar. Why the hell are they on the same team? They kind of have a similar body type and role. So I think the departure of Debo is bigger for Pearsall than what people think. That's one. But there's two other factors there. One is Ayuk is banged up. He looked like shit last year before he got banged up, right? So I don't know what's up with Ayuk. He was not doing well last year. Look at his returns.
He looked bad.
Yeah. And then the second one is everybody thinks Juwan Jennings is the WR1, and maybe he is. But what if he's not? What if he's actually a guy who's been on the team for 6 years, has 4 games in that 6-year span of like decent fantasy production, all happened last year. And maybe that was just a little blip on the radar and he's still that guy that he was for the last 6 years, right? I have a logic to this.
Yeah, that checks out to me. The Juwan Jennings thing, I think chances are far more likely that he is not the WR1. I mean, look, I think he overperformed. He was better than people expected last season. Yeah, no, I'm intrigued by Pearsall. Yeah, those are all good points.
I just have listen, all of this shit I just said, 100% of it could be wrong, but we don't know. And so I have to use this logical sort of like conclusion, but there's a couple things that need to happen. First, Ayuk needs to actually like kind of suck. He's also hurt. And I don't know if he's back in full. And we got to be right about Juwan. But even if all those things are wrong, I think Pearsall's still a good buy where I'm getting him. So who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like my downside is I still get a pretty good player, a number 1 wide receiver in round 9 or 8 or wherever you're getting him, 7. So that's one of them. I'll give you another name that it's actually from the same round, but I'm a little higher on McCaffrey now, certainly than I was going into the start of the season.
I was going to ask you. I literally, I was just looking at the best ball ranking sheet. I saw him cranked all the way up to looks like 10 for you. which is higher than you had him
overall.
earlier this season. I feel like 10 overall. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that is higher than where I've had him. Him and Derrick Henry. Like I've come around. So especially in best ball with McCaffrey, my thought with McCaffrey is just like I said, this is best ball. And if it doesn't work out, okay, it's just like another DFS lineup that we put out there that we picked a stud and it didn't work. Like that's okay. But his upside, so I've said this a few times on the stream, basically in my season long league against my friends, against my DFS Army fellow staff, or where I've got the whole year, I got one league or two, I got to watch it the whole year. I'm a little nervous about McCaffrey, right? I'm like, I could still get somebody almost just as good and not have that risk there. So let's say we're sitting there in the DFS Army staff fantasy football league, right? And you're at pick 9 and McCaffrey's staring at you. And Janty's still there and Derrick Henry's still there too. And they're really good wide receivers. Malik Neighbors is there. And you're kind of like, do I really want to risk my season on this guy's health when the next guy is also really good? Maybe, maybe not. But in best ball, I'm just looking for upside. I don't care. If he gets hurt, all right, shit happens. That team's dead. Move on to the next one. Like I'm drafting $5 teams and so many of them that who cares? But if it does work out, I think you're getting a bargain on McCaffrey and best ball at pick 9, 10, 11. And early season, we were getting him around 2.
Yep.
So, yeah,
like
you want to, should we broadcast the staff draft this year? Maybe. Yeah, why not? Right? That's a cool idea for some content. People like the content. Well, we do a lot of leagues, by the way. If DFS Army members, if you guys want to get in leagues, just like let us know. We start up a bunch of leagues. Like it's fine. Draft against the Geek, sure. I don't like commissionering them though, so somebody else has to do that. I'm not going to do it. It's too much. All right. With that being said, Bobby Wow, have you been doing any kind of best ball at all? I know you're probably not. You're busy.
I have. I'm primarily over on DraftKings is where I'm doing best ball right now. I think just the familiarity is feels like home for me. But yeah, I have been doing some best ball.
Yeah,
it's been good. I feel like it's been kind of a slow trickle, but I started when it came out, and I've been doing. I feel like one every couple of days, probably for the last like month or month and a half. So yeah, I'm in it.
It's a great way to flex your fantasy muscles, your fantasy football muscles, like your brain muscle of fantasy football. I'm telling you, I really feel that the more of these I do, the more prepped I'm going to be for our real drafts. When we're in the season long, because you're already going to know round 2, round 3, where I'm going with it, the whole thing. So I feel really good. I already did one of these episodes, and I'll do a short form video just breaking it down. But I think I already feel like I know exactly what to do for season long this year. I've got it all planned out. It's like laid out: running back, stud, quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Like it is just, I feel the rounds already.
That might be the best part of best ball for me, is that it's almost like brings me back to my middle school and high school days, like flashcards. So you're doing these best ball drafts, and by the time you get to the test, by the time you get to your season long, it's like familiarity. Things by the back of your hand. And especially when it comes to like the later round picks with sleepers and things like that, it's like you've got a huge leg up on the rest of the field in your season long with your buddies. You got the leg up there.
You know what's coming. You know when to take who. You really feel good about it. So I hope that translates. It's funny. This time of year, I always feel like my picks are amazing. I know it. I got this. And then like week 2 of the NFL season, I'm like, man, I can't believe I like that guy. And it all goes to shit. Anyway, but let's get into this. We'll talk a little more. I have an idea for this one. A contest that I haven't done. Part of the reason, Bobby Wow, that I've been like doing a little. I love DraftKings, but we're drafting against people. We're drafting a contest that will continue all the way through to the start of the season. And it's really only one format, not my favorite format for best ball. I prefer other formats to like the playoff week format that we have on DraftKings. It's not my personal favorite. I feel like there's a little luck involved until luck's for me.
Agreed.
And then I'll like it more.
And then you're back. Yep.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about Underdog is it has a bunch of different contests. So I want to talk about the marathon. And we're going to do the marathon, guys. If you want to, for guys watching in the chat here, let me put you on screen. But if you're watching in the chat, you want to join along on this draft, I want to do the marathon. And Bobby, well, let me tell you what the marathon is. This is no playoffs, nothing. Highest score gets through. I don't know how the playoffs actually. I think this might just be, yeah, straight highest scoring team overall. There is no playoffs here. You just keep scoring and scoring and scoring, and you're up against the whole thing. This is a pretty rough format, actually. I haven't done this one yet.
It's wild.
Yeah, so you just have to put a monster together, the highest scoring team out of everybody. And in order to do it, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about strategy for this. And I don't know that you could really strategize. There's no stacking and that kind of thing. It's not going to work. We don't need correlation. It's a cumulative score. Your weeklies don't matter. There's no win-loss record here. Right? Let's see here. Yeah, there's no win-loss record here. It's just a cumulative score. So,
which I think, again, correlation, I think, still important in that scenario because you want guys who are going to score lots of points, lots of weeks. Right?
You just want guys who are going to score lots of points. I don't need my quarterback and my wide receiver scoring together at the same time, is what I'm saying. Like, I just want a quarterback who's going to score a lot of points. You don't need it.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not against it. I'm just saying we don't have to worry about correlation in this format. And I'm a little nervous that this won't fill quickly. This is probably my biggest concern right now about doing this one. So let me hit the enter button here.
Well, you're on.
I'm not sure how
are you on?
This
okay, good. 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go in here. So this is the marathon, guys. You want to join in and draft against us here in the marathon. Let's see if we can fill it together. Oh, all right. I'm in. And oh yeah, there's a lot of empty spots.
Where's the DFS? We need the DFS summary people to start popping in.
Yeah,
there.
the crew here, we're going to fill up some seats here. So we're in the marathon on Underdog. Only 5 spots filled so far, so there are lots going. What's going on, Eddie Perez? What's up, Polak Hillbilly? Get in here. So yeah, what I was saying. So this is an interesting format, probably. So this is just draft a good team. There's no benefit to like Burrow with Chase here, other than the Burrow's good and Chase is good. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? I could take a super elite quarterback here and not have to worry as much about other quarterbacks. But the cumulative score, I think maybe bye weeks come into play a little bit. You need to consider that a little more than maybe something else. Oh, we're filling pretty quick here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to parse out like how much different is it really? I don't know that it's all that different necessarily in terms of your draft strategy. Like I suppose I can understand the correlation piece, but at the end of the day, you're drafting a team that scores the most points on both sites. But I do see there are a little bit of intricacies here with Underdog. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, the difference here is, with those playoff contests, the 1 week, even the standard ones where you're going by win-loss record, that's where correlation does come into play more because, hey, yes, I just need to win those 8 or 9 weeks. Like I need to get to the playoffs. It's a win-loss record. So having the correlation does help me. I want those spike weeks to get me the W and get me into the playoffs. Exactly. And then, of course, in the playoffs, you cannot get through unless you have major spike weeks and you're going up against other really, really good teams. So you need like serious correlation in those playoff weeks. It's a lot of strategy that goes into that. This version is different. You're just like trying to put together the best team. I do think that because you're one lineup going up against 150,000 in a GPP style, that maybe going away from ADP a little bit might be beneficial here, just so you don't have the same team as everybody else.
Like it.
In some spots. We are waiting to fill the last few spots. I knew it was dangerous to enter this one. I don't think this one fills this quickly. What draft is this? We're in the marathon on Underdog. So it's a $15 entry contest called the Marathon. There's still a couple spots left. We're almost filled. There's one spot left here, guys. What's up, Tattoo? I love that everybody hangs out on Friday afternoon.
It's the best, man. Oh, we're back.
These have been a lot of
July's around
fun.
the corner. We got mini
Bobby
camp
Wow.
around the corner. Yeah, the underdog. I forgot how many fun formats underdog has. Even like when it comes time for playoffs, it's a fun site.
Have you watched? I've been doing one called the Eliminator quite a bit, where half the field is eliminated every week. I'm obsessed with
That's
that.
so cool. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
I love that format. You're just like watching. You're trying to survive the week. It reminds me of this game they have out now on one of the sites called the Guillotine Leagues, where one team gets
Yes.
chopped every week. It's a very cool, like
yeah,
season long. Yeah,
that is the coolest format. I cannot believe that hasn't caught on more yet.
I played in a Guillotine League, and it was cool. Like it was cool. It takes a lot of concentration. You really need to pay attention to it. Like you can't even miss 1 week. You have to be paying attention. The waivers are insane because when the one team gets cut, everybody gets a chance at all those players in waivers, and now you got to spend all this money to get like elite players. But should I spend it now? Should I save it for later? It's insanity, a really interesting format. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, the ones I've seen are high dollar too. So I just high stress, but in a good way. I mean,
you almost want that
awesome.
to be high dollar because it requires a lot of concentration. All right, we are live. The draft is live. We've got. I'm just going to look up here. I see a couple of recognizable names. I'm assuming Foggy Minded is one of us that's super familiar. Of course, Ivan Drago's in there. We've got Ray Zani in this. I think maybe I don't know who else in the chat might be in here with us. That might be it. Let us know, guys. Polak might be in here as well, but no, I don't think so. Are you Foggy Minded? No.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, Polak's in here.
Oh, he's Fungul.
That's awesome.
Fungul. Yeah, you changed your name from DraftKings to FanDuel to try to mess me up. All right, so Polak is in here as Fungul. Ba Fungul. Forget about it. Wait. He's a Polak, a hillbilly, and Italian. Foggy Minded.
No
you know what I mean? It's Fungul. That's Italian. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, so
oh man,
for our pick, Bobby Wow, looks like McCaffrey or Derrick Henry will be there for this one. Puka.
We talked about McCaffrey.
Should we go CM Sizzles or Derrick Henry? Henry's gone. We'll take McCaffrey here.
Give me Sizzles. Yeah, give me CMC. We talked about him. Feels like it's kind of like fate at this point.
Yeah, and again, underdog very much favors running backs over wide receivers.
Like this, what do we half point PPR here? Yeah.
You need, to me, if you're going to win on underdog, you need at least 3 running backs scoring for your team every week, right? Yeah. I think there's ways to pull that off with like late round running backs, but still you do need 3 scoring for your team. Donkey from Shrek is, what did he say? Is a player? Oh, he's okay. So Ray Zani knows Donkey from Shrek. He is a player.
So it feels like this parallels FanDuel quite a bit. Like if you're familiar playing DFS on FanDuel, this is probably more along those lines.
It's definitely similar. You know what? Should I get weird and take Brock Bowers here?
Oh,
or should we go Achan, upside running back? Irving?
Eesh. I would.
Achan. It's too late. Too slow.
Almost like
30
Bucky.
seconds
I like
clock.
Bucky.
I think it's too soon for Bucky. Yeah, I like Bucky there too. I thought about Bowers just for like the positional advantage thing.
Yeah, that's nice. Just kind of lock and load.
Like in this format, maybe having like a super elite tight end for a whole season, that combo of points might do some justice, I guess. I don't know.
The thing I like, one of the strategies I have, and you can tear this apart because I know it's got a lot of holes, but on a site like this where running backs are favored, I kind of like to try and almost sneak in running backs that I can't necessarily play in best ball. I'm not as confident. Guys like Brian Robinson, for example, where he's not going to be catching a lot of passes, but he's a guy that could, end up scoring 15, 20 rushing touchdowns in the season. And that is the type of player later in the draft that could really propel a team on a site like this. So it just feels like there's some running backs Where on DraftKings in BestBall, you're like, no, I don't want to touch those guys. They might score some touchdowns, but they're not taking me over the top with their PPR. Whereas on Underdog, you kind of want those touchdown scores if you can get them with some value in the middle rounds.
Because on Underdog, like to your point, DraftKings, like even a shitty running back that catches 6 passes and for 60 yards, kind of like gets a 22, a 24. Underdog, nobody's getting the 22s and 20, or it's super less likely that any running backs are getting there. So like a Brian Robinson.
I think Eckler's a perfect example. On DraftKings, Eckler outscored Brian Robinson quite a bit, whereas on Underdog, I don't know that you would see that, as much because, B-Rob has the touchdowns, whereas he doesn't have
that makes sense.
Receptions.
I like the thought process. There's other names that would fall into that category, like a Tyler Algier might get you a good week every once in a while. Maybe someone like Ray Davis on the Bills every once in a while just pops for a 2 touchdown game, doesn't really catch a pass. I'm trying to think of who the late round running backs are that might be those kind of names, like super late round. Let's see what's going on in this draft. Bucky goes, let's see, to rise up here on the double tap. McBride, and we've got now elite wide receivers going off the board. We started off with a double tap of elite running backs.
What do we got as far as player pool here? What's
So all right. So at running back, it's Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, kind of hanging around. I figured Brown would go to Fangul there. Wide receiver, we still got Marvin Harrison, McLaurin, Devontae Adams, who's been a big sort of guy I take a lot, DJ Moore. Tight end, we're outside of the elite group. And QBs, the elite ones are there. Like, I don't hate the idea of grabbing a stud quarterback, but
if Lamar's there, I don't hate taking him.
Let's see, wide receiver, we can get Devontae Adams still. Running back, pretty much the guys I like just went. So I like to wait a little bit from this spot.
Just because we've had 2. Yeah.
So between, let's say, Lamar Jackson at quarterback, if he's there, or, you want to go, oh, he took Lamar. You took my job. All right. How about Devontae Adams here?
Yeah, I like it. Maybe he ends up bouncing back, scoring more touchdowns with Matty Stafford.
Yeah, I've been a big Devontae Adams guy this year. I just think Matthew Stafford elevates all ships. He's, I don't know, what do they call that? Elevates all ships. Is there an expression like that?
Elevates all ships?
No, I'm getting it wrong. Something elevates. I don't know. It's like there's an expression about it. I can't remember what it is, but I think Matthew Stafford lifts up players around him, wide receivers. Like the example I always use is Kenny Golladay was awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes.
With Stafford on the Lions, and then as soon as he left, you're like, man, this guy sucks. He's not even a good player. Or rising tide lifts all ships. There it is.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
I think we could be nearing Stafford's last go here. I think he's maybe has a year or 2 left.
Stafford's
the whole Rams team, honestly.
38. Got a smoking hot wife at home. You don't want to leave that for too long. Jalen Hurts.
I like Hurts.
Omari
if he's there.
Hampton.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm taking Made Omari on.
Let's take Hurts.
Want to go Hurts?
Yeah, let's take Hurts. You got two running backs already.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. We'll go Studley QB. Don't need to stack him. Don't need to worry about it.
Tattoo. How'd you let the pilot figure it out? That's fantastic.
That was a drop for McLaurin. That was one of the latest I've seen McLaurin go in a draft. And DJ Moore, of course, I have such high hopes, Bobby Wow, for the Chicago offense this year. I think
DJ Moore is going to have a career season. I've said that before, but Keenan Allen's gone. You've got Rome, who's he's up and coming. He's a rising star, I think, in the offense. He's going to have a good year, but I think DJ's the guy that really steps up and takes things to another level. Him and Ben Johnson, the chemistry there is huge. And everything I see says DJ Moore looks more motivated than ever, which I think is absolutely key. I feel like we kind of saw that fade a little bit last season, but Ben Johnson's bringing it.
You know what's interesting? DJ Moore and CeeDee Lamb were like back-to-back level stud players at one point, and now CeeDee Lamb's like taking pick 4 overall, and you're getting DJ Moore in round 5 or 4 or 5. So, how things have gone a certain way, but I think, who knows where it can go from here. Let me ask you a question. Going back to the Chicago stuff, how did you feel when you heard when Caleb Williams came out and said there was no help at all in the QB room? I was just in there myself, just like trying to figure out what film to watch. Like there was no coaching happening here. Like it was very little. What are your thoughts on that? Was that real? Is that just excuse making? Like, could that team have been, that coaching staff from last year have been that inept?
I don't think it was excuse making, because we would have heard that more often and a lot earlier from Caleb. The posture wasn't, it was an excuse. The posture was just, this just wasn't there. And I think he just confirmed what everyone had suspected all along. So I don't know that it was a big surprise.
That team was a disaster in the background.
Oh yeah. That team was a disaster in the foreground. I mean, you saw the mismanagement game after game after game. It felt like there was a 7 or 8 game stretch where they literally, they lost themselves the game price, at least 5 of 8, starting with that Commanders Hail Mary. I don't know if you remember this. Oh my gosh.
That whole team was a stink bomb. I mean, it really was. Actually, now I'm remembering what a pile of shit was going on over there.
Timeouts not being called. It was horrendous. It was horrendous.
They blew so many games. Yeah. So you're thinking, so the consensus right now is things are going to turn around. Oh, that's a little too soon for RJ Harvey, for foggy minded, in my opinion.
We probably want a wide receiver, right? We haven't touched one yet, I don't think.
All right. Picking between Ridley, Odunze, Waddle, and Pickens, your choice.
Oh, geez.
20 seconds. I like them all.
I don't know.
Odunze? You want to go Pickens?
Yeah, give me Pickens. All
right, there we go. I don't have a lot of exposure to Pickens so far this year for whatever reason. So back to it. Yeah, like the whole team was a mess. And I think they should fire the general manager. I know for some reason he gets a pass. It's the weirdest thing, but
no, I think and that's fair. I think that's fair to think that way. But the GM, it's a mess from the top down. It doesn't start with the GM here. It starts
That's
with
the top. That's the
owner.
top of the team.
It's not with the Bears. It's a very much, I would say it's similar to Jerry Reinsdorf and the White Sox and the Bulls. It's the GM is handcuffed in a lot of ways.
I'm going to grab another running back here to fill out my 3. I like to have 3 starting running backs on most of the teams that I draft. So I just took Trevion Henderson there. We won't pick for a while.
I like it. I'm worried just because he's hosed me so many times that Ramondre is just going to decide he's going to have a fantastic season. I think it's a contract year for him. Wouldn't that just be so funny? It
would,
and that's just a personal bias coming through. But I just feel like he's gonna pop off, and it's gonna be like, oh my, the 1 year I don't have heavy exposure.
No, I hear you, but I think he was disappointing enough last year that we can write him off a little bit.
Okay, good. Okay,
he was really disappointing last year. Like he was disappointing to that level where like the other guy was injured. You got a Ramondre full start, and you start him, and he gets you like a 4. Like that happened a few times last season. Like, you know how I go all in when the other guy's hurt. And I'm like, Ramondre week, let's go. And then it just didn't work out at all.
Then he'd fumble and you'd have.
I can't. It's unforgivable.
Antonio Gibson coming in.
DeAndre Swift now. So let's talk about that Chicago.
That's what I was going to say. I think the player that nobody's talking about that actually benefits the most and has the biggest swing toward the upside is DeAndre Swift. I think we saw glimpses from him with an atrocious offensive line and a very dysfunctional offense last season of what he could have been. And, I also don't think we saw maybe the tip of the iceberg with the pass catching upside of Swift. I think of all the Chicago Bears players in the offense, I think he takes the biggest jump this season. The offensive line's completely revamped. The game plan favors running backs like Swift. We saw what Ben Johnson was able to do in Detroit with Gibbs. Again, Gibbs, supremely talented, fair enough, but also Montgomery. I just think the stars have aligned in a way for Swift with what Chicago's done this offseason. I think he has a big season.
They have the opportunity is there. There's no doubt. It would be, he hasn't had a big year yet. Like, it's not like it's happened before.
He's had a couple.
We just get the opportunity to take
Hey,
Ricky. Let's go. All right. We talked about him at the onset. I love that.
We got CMC, we got Ricky. Okay.
We got Ricky. We got that San Francisco crew. Looking good. So just a heads up on where we're at. Hurts, we got 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Got a stud quarterback, 3 and 3. We lack a tight end here. And we can then just start filling out, some depth.
I don't want to say the name because I don't want someone to take him, but
Hawk.
If Hawk's there, you got to lock him in. Because it's Mac Jonesy, JJ Mac Jonesy there. He's going to be targeting the tight end over and over. If he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, Hawks, I'd say a top 6 or 7 tight end. If he can stay healthy.
Ray Zanny, who is a local to New England, is he's pushing Ramondre as having a bounce back year. We'll see.
Oh no. No.
No, listen, we'll see. I don't know. I think they drafted a running back high. They didn't do it because they love Ramondre. I think Ramondre was never all that good. He's just not that good. Like, he's fine. He's not very good. But we'll see. Travion Henderson in dynasty drafts is going 4th overall at this point. So, of all of the rookies from this year, Bobby Wow,
I don't know, man. I see you're sold on the rookies. I'm not. I am not yet sold on Hampton for LA. I'm not yet sold on. I'm blanking on his name for Denver.
Harvey at Denver is a little. Omari and Hampton, buy in on that. That is yes. He is a first. Let me get you excited about Omari and Hampton for a second. Please. First round running backs are a special thing in the National Football League. They don't like to take them in the first round. When they take them in the first round, they will feel stupid if they don't use them heavily.
That is true. That part is true. But using them heavily and them having success, those are 2 different things.
I am not here ever to judge a player's talent before they get into the NFL. How the hell would I know?
That's fair. I'm just saying it feels like people are on the excited ship almost to the point where I'm scared off. That's all.
Listen, it's fair what you're saying, but I don't think they're on the excited ship. He's going around 4 or 5. Like, that is not that high up to me. And is Najee Harris that much? Yeah, he's not going that high.
No. I feel like Hampton's he's like at end of round 3, early round 4 on DraftKings. Maybe not.
Let me see where he went. Yeah, it's like round 5. Let's see where he went.
It was like 45 to 50 was his ADP.
He goes after. Yeah. All right. So we get him. He goes in round 4 on this, and that's about right. That's like where he's going. And look who goes after him. Like Chuba Hubbard. So yeah, could I make an argument for Chuba?
Okay. No, you're right.
I think he's in a fair spot. I don't actually.
The other guy I'm not sold on is Genty. I'm not sold on Genty.
I mean, what's not to buy? Just are you worried about
just in the first round? That's what I'm not sold on.
That's fair.
It's the Raiders. It's the Raiders.
Not a winning team. Not a good team. Better than last year. Right? Like a little better than last year, I would say.
definitely better than last year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but not a good team. Let's think about our next pick here, Bobby. While we're coming up, one QB, 3 wide receiver, 3 running back, 1 tight end. We can go anywhere with this one.
We got a good mix.
So looking at the even a second QB isn't out of the question here. You got Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, a couple of those names. Running back group. Let's see here. Cam Scatterbo, nothing exciting. Ramondre, I want to back up that. No, I don't like that.
I'm selling hard on Scatterbo. He's not even going to start.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm fading him. Wide receivers available right now. I got Igbuga, Trey Harris, Keon Coleman's interesting. Higgins and Bateman, I have a lot of exposure there. Or we could go right back and double down at tight end. What's that?
I said some good dynasty options for a wide receiver, maybe.
Yeah, well, we're the same dynasty. We need a player who's going to score.
Man, that got ugly quick at wide receiver. Yeah, Lord have mercy.
So what normally happens at this part of the draft is you see a run on quarterbacks because the other players start to look less sexy. So as soon as like, I don't really know what I want, and then you kind of look here and you're like, I don't know what I want. You know what? Oh, I was going to take Andrews. Janu Smith.
Oh man,
we could do Keon Coleman, who may be poised.
Coleman's he's one of my guys. I'm overweight on Coleman. One of my guys here.
I want to take your guys. This is a Bobby Wow and Kevin draft. Let me get a little that wow flavor. We took Keon Coleman. Let's go.
It's now or never time for him. And he's a guy that I think could be a touchdown scorer for this Bills team.
The coach did come out and say the kid got his wrist hurt. He was never the same.
He has everything to be a solid wide receiver, especially for the Bills, man.
Well, he also has a team that has no other options at the position.
Right. K-Shack and then, right.
I think I got to go Justin Fields here, man.
You have to. Yeah.
Let's get another running quarterback. Oh, same bye week as Hurts. Oops. All right. So mental note.
That's tough. Tough.
Actually, let me look at some of these bye weeks. This is not a format. Look, McCaffrey and Trey Henderson, same week. That's dangerous.
But wait. Does it matter?
Yes. This is a cumulative score. If you have a week where you're not scoring at quarterback, you're done. Forget it. You didn't win. Go home. You're going to lose. This is a cumulative score, start to finish. Even giving up 1 week, that's the difference between making money and not making.
So actually, give Matt Stafford a star.
Yeah, let's
we'll take him at the very end. Because if Devontae, I know you're not about stacking on underdog, but if Devontae's scoring points, Stafford's scoring points. So if you can get him at the end of the draft.
But just like mental note, we absolutely need another quarterback. We also need another running back that will be relevant as the 2 bye weeks in week 14 is bad. Everything else seems okay for now. And I also want to have a lot of tight ends on a format like this. So I think we need to get a running back in here on our next round. My guy, where's my guy? There goes Mims Jr., who's one of my favorites. I'm assuming Javonte Williams is gone as well. One of my guys. So
Trey Benson's intriguing to me. James Conner had a career year last season, but he's another year older. I'm not betting on lightning to strike twice. Trey's interesting. Garendo, if it weren't for the bye week kerfuffle, I think Garendo would be an interesting handcuff here too with McCaffrey. But I do like Trey.
You don't want to forget about Trey. I love Trey Benson this year. I'm absolutely with you. Bajal Tootin is interesting this year. What if he emerges? Why? He might emerge as the main guy.
They've got ETN is solid. I know he stunk last year. Bigsby, everyone's forgetting about Tank. He's fine. He's a solid running back too. Like it would take a lot. It would take a lot for him to emerge.
There is a lot in the way there. That's how people won this most years. You took Kyron Williams a couple years ago and you won it because of that. Or Chase Brown late in the game and you won it. All right. Looking at the tight end group, Janu Smith, Loveland's still floating around. I'm Loveland's kind of cool. Tucker Kraft
is solid. Yeah, I like Tucker Kraft a lot too.
Wouldn't mind getting a second decent tight end in here. Running back group, we are starting to get down to, we're in that zone of you're not getting a starter anymore. I might grab Benson if he's there. If he lasts, I think we got Foggy Minded ahead of us in the chat here. But if Benson gets there, I know Razor's waiting for Rashad White. Ray loves Rashad White.
The dude catches passes. He did.
Yeah. I like him, but I don't know if it's needed in this format.
Probably not. What I did want to ask you about J.K. Dobbins. Do you think J.K. Dobbins gets the first run in Denver at running back?
No, but what I do think will happen is it's going to be very split between him and Harvey. I do not like R.J. Harvey this year because
running
of
backs
Dobbins.
in Denver. It's hard to get on board, man.
They also have not shown themselves to be a team that's going to feature one guy, so I don't like it at all. A lot of people way too excited about R.J. Harvey.
Sarah McLaughlin over there too, who's always finds a way into the mix.
In the arms of an angel. Man, I miss our shows, Bobby. Wow. How fun is it? Get back together.
Not far away. We're close, man. This is great.
Guys, tournament tactics. All DFS season long. Friday afternoons.
I think we're maybe 8 weeks away. It's close. 8-9 weeks. Loveland, I think, has some upside.
Let's see if he lasts here till our next pick. We now have 4 wide receivers. We've got 4 running backs. We got sort of a bonus running back that I think could be a starter at some point. You're seeing the run on QBs going here. Let's grab the rookie tight end, see if he can make a splash. If Colston Loveland turns into Brock Bowers, that is the kind of late pick that will help you win a league.
The only thing that will keep Loveland from scoring a lot is Cole Kmet, because Cole Kmet will still be involved. And he will, by the way, that be involved
that destroyed Kincaid.
Laporta? Oh no, Kincaid. Yeah, that's right. Kincaid
ruined him having a second guy there.
But what I like about Loveland though is that he started out these best ball drafts closer to 100 ADP. Like, he's fallen quite a bit. He's fallen a couple rounds since the NFL draft, which is nice.
People get excited about the draft. Yeah, people get excited right after the draft, and then it calms down a little bit. All right, let's see where we're at. So we've got 4 wide receivers. I'm probably a little soft there. We got 2 really strong tight ends. Good at that. 2 solid quarterbacks. I think we're good there. I don't really need, although they're the same bye week, so we need to consider that as well. We'll need another one for sure. There's Stafford hanging around. There's always Samwise Darnold as well. He's always there in the background, just like waiting. Running backs. There's still some running backs I like floating around for this format. Jets, Braylon Allen, Jalen Wright, Algier. They're all playable. Good backups that will play a little bit.
I do. Rico Dowdle, I've got my eyes on. I know part of it's probably just a bias against Chuba, but
you hate Chuba.
But Rico looked pretty solid last season at times.
Rico's fine.
I think he could be an interesting little scoop.
Yeah, Rico's fine. Absolutely no problem with Rico Dowdle at all. Yeah, QBs are starting to get gone. We might have to grab we will have to grab our third guy on this next round of 2. They are quickly disappearing, and we're dead in this league. If you don't get a third QB, you're done. All right, throw it away. This draft was worthless. That's how much of a disaster having that bye week simultaneous is. That's the one thing. I didn't even think of it before, but if there's one thing you cannot do in the marathon, it's have a 0. Ever.
You said it. I mean, a millisecond after you click the draft button too. That
was not even thinking about it, not paying attention to it. I never pay attention to bye weeks, but it only occurred to me halfway through. I'm like, wait a second. If you have the same bye week here, you're done. Forget it. Got a little bit of that going on at running back too with McCaffrey and Henderson. So hopefully we'll be able to fill that in with some other, like I said, I'll probably need a couple more running backs now because of that overlapping bye week. And it cannot be,
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Foggy Minded's watching and just like, who's he taking next? I got that. I got it. That's okay. We're going to take Samwise the Scared. here.
Oh,
Or
jeez.
Cam Ward or Samwise?
Give me Cam.
Cam, go for the rookie. All right, fuck it. YOLO, done. Got our third quarterback in there. I don't feel great about Cam Ward.
Samwise isn't putting up a higher score than Hurts or Fields at any point during the season.
No,
Cam Ward
it's
might.
just that 1 week.
Cam Ward might. He might have a couple weeks. That's why he has the edge for me.
My wife was. I was watching something with my wife the other day, and she's like, "This guy looks like a hobbit," and I started making up hobbit names for the person, and I'm like, "How the hell do you even know what a hobbit is?" You know what I mean? She's not a watch Lord of the Rings kind of gal. Like, how do you even know what a hobbit is? But it was funny. Samwise. I think I made up a name like Samwise or something like that to go along with it. I'm gonna take the backup to Achane here. Jalen Wright.
I like it. I like that. Yeah. Samwise won't even be starting halfway. Milroe will be in there by the time
I don't think so. I fully disagree with that.
I did partially say that to ruffle your feathers. I knew you're gonna have a strong opinion.
I do. I mean, that's a whole other thing, man. That's another thing that I have a strong. They paid him $100 million. They didn't draft a third-round quarterback. I mean, I know Seattle did this once before. Lightning's not striking twice. Okay, remember Seattle had paid a guy, and then they got a Russell Wilson in the third round and started. That's not happening.
I used to be in your boat, but then we saw what the Falcons did with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix.
But Penix was a first-round pick. This quarterback is a third rounder. So it's different.
I just can't stand Sam Darnold.
He's not
infuriating to watch.
He's not a good player. He's not a good player. I agree. But say he's not a good player. He's not very good. Okay, he's fine.
He's not good when he needs to be good, I think is what bothers me.
Yeah, when the pressure is on, he sees the ghosts, and that is not going away. Basically, that him seeing the ghosts under pressure continues to haunt him, ironically, and will continue to haunt him because I do think he sees ghosts. You know who another guy I have just endless exposure to this year?
Who?
Wandy Robinson. Wandale.
You talked me into him. You talked me into him a couple weeks ago. I don't like him nearly as much on underdog.
Yes, I agree. It's
90% of his points are coming from receptions.
Yeah. Way less good on underdog. He's a PPR guy, but I think the Giants also have a mildly better quarterback.
The Giants. They do.
They had garbage last year, and I think whoever they had this year.
Oh my God, they had Cutlets. They had. This year is Russ, and then it's Jackson Dart. Probably toward the end.
I'll take Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart throwing a touchdown.
Either of those guys. Yeah.
Russell Wilson can throw for a touchdown. It's like the Giants have a dominant running back.
No, I like Russ. I'll say this too. I think there's no better format for DeAndre Hopkins than underdog at this stage in the game.
Hopkins on the Ravens.
Did he just get drafted?
No. Oh yeah, he did. Look at that.
He just got drafted.
Who got him? Ivan Drago watching the stream, but he took him before you mentioned it.
I started to say his name earlier, but I do like Hop. I think he could take the Bateman touchdown outlier from last season. I think we could see D-Hop snagging some of those touchdowns, which is interesting on underdog. Pat Bryant, another name that is intriguing toward the end of the list here.
I think Pat Bryant's maybe a little hopium. Like I would prefer Mims Jr. like a round or two ago.
Of course. Yeah, Mims would have been great.
Yeah.
But I think here we are in what round
like
11,
by the way,
12.
if this was a format where I cared about correlation, I might go with like a Lockett, on Tennessee here to pair up with Cam Ward, but I don't care about correlation at all in this format. I'm just going to take players. I think we need just good players.
Another guy that people refuse to buy into, which is fine, understandable. But if I'm still getting him at 200 ADP, Calvin Austin with Aaron Rodgers under center is even more interesting than ever. Like I liked him
Yes.
before Rodgers came in, and now
I
Rodgers
agree.
is here, a competent thrower. I think Calvin Austin's going to be a very solid wide receiver option this season. I really do.
Word out of camp is that Calvin Austin is a leader in the clubhouse. They like him. He does appear to kind of have it. You know, people thought that Roman Wilson, who was a rookie last year but got hurt, that he'd kind of come in and get this role. But Calvin Austin seems to be that guy. And I'm just hearing buzz. There we go. Of course, Ray listening in.
God bless him, man.
Yeah, good pick in Calvin Austin there. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Calvin Austin out of camp, out of Steelers camp, that he's like the leader in the wide receiver room. You know, it's not even Metcalf. Metcalf's what he's doing his thing, but like Austin's the verbal guy, sort of the leader guy.
Man, Metcalf,
you know what I mean?
could
So
have a
we'll see.
massive year too. Oh man, I'm tempted to get back on the DK train, but anyway,
Metcalf should have a monster year.
I think it could be a really big season for him.
You almost couldn't ask for a better quarterback to pair up. Like, as much as everybody's down on Aaron Rodgers, and I get it, but Rodgers can throw the pass that Metcalf, he throws it to the back shoulder throw, the go up and get it throw. He knows how to do that. I do think it's going to work out good. Yeah, me and Ray were talking. I've been talking about Calvin Austin the whole.
No, I know. I just
yeah,
messing with Ray. Yeah.
We were just kidding. Yeah, totally. And by the way, it's good to snipe. Like, if you're if you're in the chat here with us and you're in the draft, yeah, you should be sniping. If we're talking about someone, that's fine. Bobby, wow. Let's here's where we're at. We got 3 quarterbacks. No more quarterbacks available that are really started. Richardson, if you want to get weird. Russell Wilson's still there.
I think you stand pat at QB. I think I wouldn't draft another one.
Running back group, we have 5 of them. Not much going on here outside of like injury fill-in types.
Keaton Mitchell is interesting to me. I think if you're going to draft another running back, to me, it's Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah. I want to ask your thoughts on Kyle Monagai, the guy from the rookie with the Bears. Is he ahead of Roshan, or is that just like incorrect speculation?
No, that's draft excitement. He's not ahead of Roshan.
We could still use another. We definitely need another tight end here. Couple of names are decent still on the board. Theo Johnson, Juwan Johnson, the Johnson brothers. Ben Sinnott Sinnot's a really interesting one for me, because I think Ertz gets hurt and Sinnott comes in and could crush it with Jaden Daniels. Like, there's a version of how the season plays out where Ben Sinnott exits as like TE4 overall. There is that is an outcome that could happen.
It could. We were waiting for Ertz to get hurt all last season, and he didn't.
Yeah, Ertz gets hurt.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think to me, I know he's still dealing with the ACL. He's recovering. I think if you want a boom or bust guy here, you take Tay. You may not get him until week 8. Oh man, I think you take him.
I don't think he plays this year at all.
He scores more touchdowns than any tight end on the board right now. Come on.
I love it. Bobby, wow. The guy tore his ACL in December. He will not play this year. He will not get on the field. Not one snap. And I need a full year of guys.
No, I fully disagree. Taysom Hill, if anyone is going to recover early from an ACL, I don't care how old he is. We're not talking about Tim Tebow here. We're talking about Taysom Hill. I know they look similar. I love Tim Tebow.
This isn't Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow can summon miracles to heal a knee, and he would come back in 6 or 7 months. Tim Tebow, like, gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and healed, right? Magic healing. Tebow. That's not. We're talking about
the Tebow time pose, and then he's healed.
This is not Tebow. I think you're confused. This is Taysom Hill.
I think you're right. I must have been confused.
He doesn't recover in 6 months from an ACL. He's 35. That's like me tearing my ACL.
I think he's older. I think he might be 37 or 38. He's old.
Yeah, he's old as shit.
Sinnott. Let's go Sinnott. I really like that pick.
I like it. All right, let's do Ben Sinnott. Why not? For the Taysom Hill, for the not for the Taysom, for the play on Ertz gets hurt Sanat steps in and is that guy with Jaden Daniels. By the way, if Taysom Hill was healthy this year, if Taysom Hill did not tear his ACL and he was healthy this year, I think he would be, at this point, by far the best pick of the entire draft. By far.
Yeah, agreed.
He would be the steal. There's even an outside chance that Taysom Hill's playing quarterback for this team. Like, if he was healthy, I would give him a 20% shot of like quarterbacking the team for a few games. Like, he could have been the greatest best ball pick in the history of best ball picks, and I loved it early in the season until I went and saw what the injury was. I forgot that he tore his ACL. I didn't realize. I was like, man, he hurt his knee. I didn't remember what it was.
Look, and I'm not a Tay guy by any means, but you can't tell me that Taysom Hill at quarterback was worse than maybe, we haven't seen Shaw yet, but than the Rattler. I mean, come on.
He was way better than the Rattlesnake. He was good at quarterback.
He wasn't bad.
He was fine at quarterback. Like, no, his dual threat thing, he was everything. He was everything that Justin Fields kind of is or could be. He was almost a better version.
He reminded me of, he was a poor man's Cam Newton. No disrespect to Cam, but a very poor man's Cam Newton is what he reminded me of.
That, if anything, is respectful, if you ask me. So, yeah, I think Taysom Hill was great at that's why it wasn't like, oh my God, I need him as the starter of my team, but he wasn't bad. The team won games with him. They scored less. He kind of reminded me of what he kind of reminded me a little bit. We'll do a quick rundown of what we did here. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to cut these rundowns a little bit shorter because we can get a second. You want to do a second draft in here? Another one after this? Bobby, I got time?
Completely up to you, my friend.
I love doing a second one. It's time I like getting these drafts in, but I kind of want to, it's also beautiful outside and I want to go enjoy the pool, but
we can always hop back on later.
Never.
Whatever.
Only in one shot. Never again. That's it. We're doing it all in one shot. All right, so let's do a quick rundown. The names that we know that were here with us. We got Ivan Drago, Jahmyr Gibbs, Hampton, Swift. Nice trio of running backs there. Josh Allen. Remember, this is not a correlation draft. This is really just a how did you put your team together draft. So, everybody in order. Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, Javonte. That's my guy. Drago's on board. What do you think about Javonte Williams, Bobby? Wow. I've been heavy on Javonte.
No, I'm not heavy on him. I mean, he's tempting to get excited about because of where he's being drafted, but he had such a nosedive last season on a team where, frankly, he should have had some success.
You would think so. I just think they didn't give him the ball that much, but yeah, he was not impressive.
Yeah, it was a weird situation. Sean Payton's just a bizarre coach in general, but man, I like the rookie for Dallas quite a bit for some reason.
Blue. Blue. He's small. I think he's small. Could be okay. Listen, there's a lot of opportunity on Dallas at running back. Definitely Blue is somebody who should be drafted. The weird thing for me, though, is him and Javonte are going like back to back almost. And I'm like, I think Javonte is there to be the starter. Like, I do believe that that's what he's there for.
I agree. He'll get his shot. He'll get his shot for sure. And if he does, man, that'll be a steal.
I take my chances on that. Bobby, I don't know what talent is. I don't know, other than like Miles Sanders and knowing that he's not good because he's had a million opportunities and he always sucks. Or like, there's certain names of guys that are just like AJ Dillon. He's just not good. Like, no matter how many opportunities you give him, he's not going to be good.
AJ Dillon.
There certain names, they're always just bad. Fungul. Fungul's draft looks pretty good. Justin Jefferson, double tap. I love the value on Brown here.
Me too.
I would have taken Irving ahead of Josh Jacobs, but we almost took Irving all the way up here. Joe Burrow at QB. I can't really see bye weeks here, but I like Travis Kelce here in round 7. I think that's where you want to be taking him. Like, fine. He's disappointing when you take him round 3, but round 7, what he did last year would be great. Trevor Lawrence, upside.
That's wow.
What's that? Which one? Which one's bothering?
No, just Kelsey around 7. That's late.
That's where you
give
get
me
him.
that all day. Yeah, I'm
That's where
totally
you
willing
get
to
him.
buy back in on Travis.
Especially in this format. He's a touchdown scorer. Like, hey, fine by me.
Another guy that the world is completely written off that I think is worth drafting at his position is the tight end for the Browns, is Njoku. I know they drafted somebody. I'm not sold on the guy they drafted.
No.
At all.
And Njoku's the guy. The question with the Browns is who is the quarterback, and we still don't know.
Yeah, I flat. It doesn't matter to me with the tight end. I think the tight end is going to get the ball. I really do.
And Njoku could be good. I haven't taken much of him, but I have a lot of dynasty exposure to Njoku. Let's do a quick rundown here. Foggy Minded. I like what you did here, Foggy Minded. I'm assuming Foggy Mind is in this.
Yeah.
Has that person revealed themselves in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he did pretty good here with. I didn't like the RJ Harvey pick, but Kyron Janty and Brock Bowers, a stud tight end. DJ Moore, we love DJ Moore. I think this is too soon for RJ Harvey. I think his ADP is continuing to drop. Dude, Sanders is not going to be the starter. Maybe Jatavian Saunders will be a starter, but not Miles Saunders. Definitely not starting.
Hey, but we can't take away that last week Sanders had for us. Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, forget that.
Last season, the last week he popped off and we were all over it.
I do remember that. I actually forgot that. You just fully reminded. That was crazy. That was good.
We'll always have that, but that's all we'll have. All right, I want to be clear about
Shador
that.
He's talking about Shador Sanders. Oh, yeah, no. Shador Sanders he's speeding. He's out there driving 101 and a 60. These guys acting like he's got his Lambo. He doesn't give a shit. He's got Johnny Manziel 2.0 written all over him.
Oh, I don't know. The speeding is whatever.
He does.
I do not. I'm not buying Shador, but the speeding is. That's nothing.
No go. No good.
Everyone speeds.
Buka, Janu Smith, Roshan Johnson in there. Is that backing up Swift? Nope, just a straight shot on Basil Tootin. Foggy Minded looks pretty good. We went with McCaffrey, HN, and then Henderson with a couple of touchdown scores, I think. Devontae Adams, George Pickens, and a stud QB in there. Keon Coleman. We got a bunch of tight ends. Justin Fields in there. So I feel pretty good about our draft here. Ray, this is Razor. Razor went crazy.
I really like his team.
Yeah, I mean, it's Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders stinks, bro. He couldn't.
I do. That's a fair point for Martin there. We're assuming the Cowboys are logical with the running back. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, don't know.
That's funny.
Don't know for sure. Yeah. Just real quick, Ray. I just got to mention Ray's draft was crazy. So Ray pretty much foregone. Razor 33, underdog champion. So we take it very serious. Starting double tap stud wide receivers, James Cook in there, and then double tap. He's been telling me about the strategy. Double tap stud tight ends, Kittle and Laporta. Crazy. That's crazy. K-Shack and Jerry Jeudy. So we got and where are the running backs, bro? Tyrone Tracy, Rashad White, Braylon Allen, Rico Dowdle, Marshawn Lloyd, Brashard Smith. So this is very GPP. I actually like it. Ray said, fuck it. My one concern about this draft is, even if you're right, and these running backs come on late in the season, which it would take because it would take injuries for them to do anything, you really only have James Cook and Tyrone Tracy scoring for you like the first 3-4 weeks at running back. So I think it's a team that could come on strong late. I don't know if I like it for this format where every week counts. We'll have to see. I think you got to take more running backs than that early. But Ray's a champion, and I'm not in this format. So I'm not going to critique it too much, right? That is what happens, though, if you double tap stud tight ends. You just don't get running backs. You just wait.
Yeah.
So the opportunity cost of running back to me is a lot to do this. Like right here at 58 or at 39, for example, Omarion Hampton was there. Yeah, I might have done that. At 58, Connor was there. Montgomery, Trey Henderson. So We'll see. All right, good stuff, guys. Let's do another one. Bobby, if you have time, you want to hang?
Yeah.
You have the time? Make sure.
I was thinking about jumping in the draft too, but I that probably wouldn't be as fun.
You can jump in there. Yeah, it's fine. We've done it that way too. We can talk about your draft while you're doing it. You want to jump in there with
I don't
what do you want to do?
What I'm doing on Underdog.
I'll give you some format choices. We can do the we just did the marathon. I don't want to do another one like that. We have the Schnauzer.
The Eliminator sounds.
What's that?
What's the Schnauzer? Tell me about the Schnauzer. The Eliminator is really intriguing to me, but tell me about the Schnauzer.
I love the Eliminator. That would be my preference. The Schnauzer is basically the traditional Underdog format. Get to playoffs, everything resets for a 3 week, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week playoff individual. What's that?
I said, let's not do that one then.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the Eliminator. This is the one that knocks off half of the field every week.
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to do the Eliminator, guys. 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Woo! Okay. Let's do it.
20 seconds. Eliminator. The way this contest works, 20 seconds per pick, half of the field is whittled away every single week. And you want to get, for every week that you are still standing, by week 4, you're in the money. Week 5, 6, 7, as you continue on, your money just increases. It's a fun one, I think, to follow if you have a team in there. And this is why I've been doing a lot of these. It's really fun when you have teams in there. So let's go. The Eliminator, $10 entry, 20-second clock, 3, 2, 1. Bobby, get in there too. You can draft alongside me. Get a draft in. I'm using this. Oh, there you are. See, this is to me. Oh, and we're drafting first. To me, this format, Bobby, wow, it's a lot of fun. You got to get past that first. You got to get past the first 3 weeks. Got to get into the money, right? Once you're in the money, okay, let's try to win it. But once you're in the money, you made your money back. You want to push your bye weeks later. I got to get through I want maximum scoring potential in the early part of the season. Give me another week and another week.
That's interesting.
And you don't want to, in this format for me, you don't want to have those kind of running backs you don't want to rely too heavy on like a Trey Benson or
right.
a running back that requires an injury to be relevant. Like any player that requires injury, we don't, even rookies, if they're going to start slow, we don't want that. I want a veteran who's going to come out, Adam Thielen, come out fire in the first 3-4 weeks before he gets tired.
Man, I'm nervous.
Like a veteran.
You're up, Kev. You're up. It's already started.
I'm going Saquon. Get out of here. Not him. I want Saquon. Oh, no. He's my guy. He's my always guy. He's my heart. He's my soul. He's my first, my last, my everything. My first. He's the first, the last, everything. Saquon Barkley is the man.
He's so awesome. He is what every fantasy player, what we dream of every fantasy player being.
What I love about Saquon is we thought he was awesome, but he was also on the Giants, and they're so shit that you couldn't even know if he was that good because the Giants were so shit that even a great running back just only can shine so much. And then they put him on this good team. Who'd you take there? Bobby Wow with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jammy.
Gotta go. Or jamming with Jammy.
Jammy. Gotta go Jammy. Up to wah. Little Jahmyr Gibbs, little Jammo. Wait.
I do think people are early. Here we go.
All right, but jam it. See, I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, and I hope you like jamming too.
Feel like jamming too. I used to listen to Bob Marley pretty much like on repeat nonstop back in the day, Bobby Wow.
You were jamming nonstop. That's how life is meant to be lived.
And jamming is one of the best jams he ever put out there.
Yes.
Malik Neighbors, 12. That's a good pick.
I think people are early to the Detroit Lions funeral. I don't think just because Ben Johnson leaves, the offense all of a sudden stinks. The building blocks have already been put in place there. I'm not concerned.
Too good.
I'm not concerned about Amon-Ra. I'm not concerned about Gibbs.
The only concern I have about that team is, other studs continue to step up, and there's so many of them. Like, Jameson Williams looks pretty good. But wait, you got Amon-Ra. But wait, you got Sam Laporta. But wait, you got Gibbs. And also Montgomery gets a touchdown or two. Like, how many touchdowns do they have? But they've been scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns a week, so it doesn't matter.
That's a crazy thing to me is everyone eats. Everyone eats on that team and scores well.
Because they score 5 touchdowns. Yeah. By the way, you know who else was like that for a while, but not so much last year? San Francisco. 4 touchdowns every week, averaging 28 plus points per game, 30 points per game. They were getting 3 to 4 touchdowns. Everything. There was just so much to go around on that team. There goes McConkey to Bobby Wow. Little Jahmyr Gibbs, Ladd McConkey combo. Chase Brown. If you didn't take him, I was going to.
Whoa. Chase Brown went in the 4th round last draft. That's wild.
Really? No. Yeah, he went way too late in that last one. All right, I got a double tap here. I'm up on the double tap. So let's see what's going on here. We got I do want a running back here. I'm gonna go Kyron just because that's who's available.
I love that pick and underdog especially.
I'm thinking about a stud quarterback. Nah. Garrett Wilson. Yeah. Let's go Garrett Wilson. I didn't like the other running back choice. So if Chase Brown was there, I was going to take him. I'm a little annoyed that he went there. Yeah, he went late round 3, I think, in the last one, not round 4.
Well, late round 3, okay.
I considered Josh Allen with that pick, thought about it, considered Trey McBride a little bit, but there's so many tight ends in this format. I don't really need to do that. I think it was a little soon for James Cook there. So, I did what I did. I really like Garrett Wilson as well. I think the Jets are not going to be this great offensive team by any stretch, but I think what I've seen of Justin Fields, and you recall this when he was on the Bears, was he really focuses in on his WR1 and just throws it to him, or the tight end. Like, he's not really looking at his WR2, or he's not a big check down guy.
No,
and the good thing about Garrett Wilson is Garrett Wilson's open.
Well, Justin Fields, he's a first read guy, and the first read is typically drawn up to the WR1 or the tight end 1. So you're exactly right. That's where he's going.
He's not a big look check down. So Bobby, wow, your draft looked pretty good so far. So you've gone triple stud, McConkey, Gibbs, and Josh Allen, one of each. Nice little.
I'm trying to survive, man. I'm trying to survive till week 4, like you said. That's my goal.
Got to get to week 4.
Whatever happens from there is cake.
You got your money back. At that point, we're good. We got paid.
We're jamming at that point.
Yeah, that point we're jamming. Week 5, you could pick up a little bag of goodies with that money. That's how much we're jamming.
There you go.
Jaden Daniels. So big run on quarterback here in round 2. Who are we in here with? No one's in here with us.
No, there's who did I see? I thought there was another person. Maybe not.
No, I don't. Did any of you guys make it into this draft? Any of the chat? You guys make it in here?
I didn't see it. Someone said wait. Pollock said wait, and I didn't see it till we clicked in.
Oh, it was too late.
That was a bummer.
James Cook, Ray says, should have been a second rounder. Yeah, you know what? Okay. Here's my
based on last season. Absolutely, I'm just scared. Yeah. That's all. I'm just scared, Ray. That's it. I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to James Cook.
And James Cook was fine. He's holding out a little bit. I think he's a good player. He scored a lot of touchdowns. A lot of it. It's an explosive offense. They're a good team, the Bills. That's really what it came down.
I feel like we saw Ray Davis more than I would be comfortable with.
Yeah,
at the end of last season. That's part of what makes me nervous. But yeah,
Cook is wildly touchdown dependent. If you look at his actual week-to-week results, he's a very volatile player. So like he has if he plummets, for example, to 5 touchdowns, his season's going to be terrible. He's not doing enough outside of touchdown scoring. There's DJ Moore. I was hoping he might get to me. Bobby Wow, of course, you got him. Good pick right there. Your team's looking pretty good. Bobby
I'm feeling
Wow,
good about what I got so far. You
need some running backs. They're not that good, the ones that are available here. So, but you do need more running back talent on that team. I get why you didn't take one though. Mixon, how do you feel about Nick Chubb? Does he harm Joe Mixon in your eyes?
I don't know, but I don't need any more strikes against Joe Mixon, and I feel like Chubb is a little bit of a strike. He's getting older. He's hurt constantly. I feel like I don't know. I just get nervous. He's another guy I'm nervous about.
You know, I don't have any George Kittle.
He's solid, man. You didn't even blink at Kamara. Wow.
No, Kamara is not for this format. Kamara can't score a touchdown. Fuck Kamara. And he's on a shitty team.
That's a good point.
He's on his team sucks. Scoring. His team sucks. I can stomach it on DraftKings where all the PPR will maybe be helpful, but Bobby, I'm going to paint a picture for you about Kamara this year. I'm off of him.
Okay.
All right. Think about this. I'm going to take you through this thought. You ready?
Please.
Veteran guy, team stinks. Completely wasted season. No quarterback. I mean, listen, if Winston goes over there, all bets are off. But assuming they stay with what they're doing, boring. Tyler Shook out there, not inspiring you. You're like, I'm a veteran. I need to deal with this shit. All of a sudden, you get a little calf strain. You're like, guys, I can't play this week. Calf. You know, I think those are the kind of seasons that become lost seasons, especially for veteran running backs. Like veteran running back, terrible team. It's as no bueno as it could possibly be. Yeah, and KGZ is from New Orleans. He agrees. Kajeezy. He's like, I'm avoiding them. And he loves the Saints. But think about, I'm telling you, veteran running back on bad team equal no bueno. Now, that doesn't mean that Kamara doesn't get traded. Like some weird shit. I can't predict that. If he got traded, man, that would be awesome for him. Like imagine Kamara goes to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or some competitive team. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have a good running back.
That'd be crazy.
Where could he be traded? That would be exciting. Is there a team that's kind of like soft, that's good, but soft at running back? Where else would he go?
So many teams that were soft drafted running backs. Like Cleveland was one of my first thoughts they drafted.
Yeah, but they stink also. They're not. I'm talking about good teams. Give me like a good team, a competitive team that could use a running back. I don't
know. I'm not sold on Aaron Jones. Maybe the Vikings, I think, could use an upgrade at running back.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Bobby Wow on the clock.
The Packers. I know. Jacobs he's solid. Oh.
Bobby Wow, pressure's on. Odunze?
I'm going to go. No, I'm going with my guy. I've talked him up quite a bit.
That's my bike punk. Washington could use it. Oh, that would be yeah. Pollock figured it out.
Washington's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Man,
they got Eckler. He's like a crappy version of Kamara, a real crappy version of it now at this point. All right. I don't have a quarterback. I have 2 wide receivers. I can use another wide receiver here. I can use a quarterback potentially. Baker, Mahomes. You know what? Since I already have Xavier Worthy, might as well grab Mahomes there.
Oh, I like that.
I'm going to go with Homan. I don't know if I love Odunze here, to be honest.
I like Addison. I like Odunze. Really, any of those guys except K-Shaq, I'm a fan of.
Homan, Odunze. I almost went with Pearsall because I'm such a Pearsall homer, but I think I might have too much. I think I might have too much exposure to that. Yeah, Pola. I think to me, I'm telling you, watch out for running back veterans on bad teams. If, for example, Minnesota is shit this year, and I don't think they would be.
Taking a risk.
But if they were,
taking a risk.
What'd you do? Pacheco,
I'm taking a risk.
I like it. No, I'm cool with that. Got to get your running backs. Got to get your running backs in. This format, I think, more important than any other, to have 3 really good running backs on your squad. Bobby, you waited way too long, so good job grabbing. You needed to do that. You waited.
I don't know, because I like the way the draft landed for me. I just the
Everybody,
players
the
that were
rest of the
showing
team
up.
looks really good. Yeah, I like every player that you've grabbed. I just and you didn't even give one up here by taking Debo. Like, you got the same guy you would have taken a round before. Maybe instead of Kittle, like a
Debo to me is a half running back.
Which one?
I think Debo. I think Debo. He's I think
half
he
a
scores
running
some
back?
rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
You know, I don't buy it. I saw some tape of him. He looked a little chunky out there on the field for Washington. I don't buy into any of that. Like, he's fine.
I don't buy that. It's like what
Yeah.
James Harden. Remember, there's like James Harden weighs 250 pounds, and NBA analogy, but
He wasn't that good.
there was some of that with James Harden, and then we've seen that before. Luka. It's like whatever. People were comparing him to Kelvin Benjamin. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wait, do you remember Mike Davis and the thighs?
How could I?
Do you remember the whole rumor that went around that one year?
He was a bear at one point.
He was a bear.
No, I don't remember the rumor.
His thighs were like looking all muscular. Like, they had like a picture of him, and he had these monster muscle thighs, and everybody was like, "Oh, Mike Davis, look at those thighs!" And he can't be taken down. It was like just off-season bullshit. And then, of course, he had a terrible year. But the thigh picture like shot him up the draft board. As crazy as that realistically is.
Oh man.
I don't know how I feel about in this format. I'm not sure that I love the double tap drafting at the end. I do love having Saquon Barkley on my team, but I'm not sure if I love the double tap. Let's see here. All right, I'm just looking through the available picks. I don't have a tight end yet. Oh, okay. I see someone that I like, a couple that I like. QBs are readily available here. Wide receivers getting a little thin. Getting a little thin. Okay.
If Kelsey's there, man, you got to take him.
Yeah, if Kelsey's there, he is coming to me, and he will be joining Mahomes and Xavier Worthy.
You've got a dangerous team.
I've got a bad feeling. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we're gonna pair up Kelsey with Mahomes and Xavier Worthy. That's my first tight end off the board. I'm not going to take another one here. I could take another QB. The running back group looks kind of skinny here. Not loving it.
What do you have?
Wide receivers looks. I kind of want to take another QB. You know what? I'm snaking
Kyler's looking
Caleb
good right
from
there.
you. I took Caleb from you. I stole him.
That was wow.
This is a weird pick of Jared Goff for this person. That's just a weird pick. He went Fields and Goff.
The guy before me doesn't even have a quarterback. Hot Dogs doesn't have a quarterback yet.
I mean, he's playing it different.
Oh, down goes Kyler.
Yeah, look for Hot Dog to take. He's still waiting. So I think that's okay in this format. We're just trying to get past the first few weeks. Polak says Kelsey with a spite bounce back. Maybe.
Now he's a T-Swift veteran, right? So he's kind of all the T-Swift heebie-jeebies and the jitters are out of his system from last year.
He's so used to partying with Bradley Cooper and Blake Lively at this point that like he still can work out afterwards. Remember last year he hadn't worked out at all.
Exactly.
Last
he needed
year
to save up every ounce of energy to devote to that, the celebrity life.
Leo DiCaprio's on the phone, like, you guys coming out tonight? And he's like, nah, I gotta, I'm in the gym. It's my workout. It's my leg night. Leo, we'll hang tomorrow.
Yep.
become a celeb, would you be working out, Bobby Wow, if Leo DiCaprio was calling and saying he wants to go out and hit the clubs? Would you be like, no, it's leg night? Or would you be like, all right, I'll see you at the club?
I'll never know for sure, but just considering that I struggle to work out right now as it is without Leo calling.
The second Leo calls, all right, dude. Yeah. Like, I was going to work out, but.
Exactly.
Oh, David Blaine's coming out too? Cool. Oh, there's some tricks. Okay, yeah. All right.
Some magic for you.
All right. You're out with Leo DiCaprio and David Blaine is like fucking floating. You're like, what the? David, sit down and have a fucking blue moon. Quit your floating. DiCaprio's got like 22-year-old Insta models all over the place. Like, bro, aren't you 50? What are you doing? It's like, I like what I like.
I love how far you can run with these things. I mean,
as soon as the pink powder comes out for Leo, I'm gone though. Like, bro, all right, you took it too far. I don't know what the shit is. Bobby Wow, you're on the clock.
Yeah, I know.
1 quarterback, 3 running back, 3 wide receiver. He doubles that, take that second quarterback. There you go. All right, let's see what's going on here. McCarthy, still good quarterbacks, plentifully available. Running back group is down to backups. Wide receiver group, still some good ones here. Okay. And then tight end. I think I need to go wide receiver, tight end with my next double tap. I do not like what's going on at running back here. I just think I don't like this whole group. None of these names are contributing to my team in week 1 or week 2. And that's a bad scene.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I need guys that are helping the team in the early weeks of the season. All right, here we go. Mark Andrews, touchdown guy. Do I love him? No. But do I like him? Sure. We'll go Keon Coleman there for the bounce back year. We've got 2 tight ends now.
My guy.
4 wide receivers, 3 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. Let's see what happens next. Bobby Wow, your team is looking it's similar. You got you got enough tight ends, good ones. Got decent running backs and very good quarterbacks with just anytime you have Josh Allen, you're pretty much good to go at quarterback. So which way does Bobby Wow go here?
I think I'm buying the hype here. And I'm selling on Tony Pollard.
Oh, there it is. It's Tajay, bitch. That's because his name is Spears.
Brittany. No, I love that.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah. I planned that one out. I was waiting.
That fired me up.
Dan wants me to take Derek Carr. Like, I just want to know DX. That's a pretty awesome DFS Army helmet he's got going right there.
That's sweet. Yeah, look at that.
That's fire, bro. Is that a team? Is that just your personal logo? That's fucking awesome. Pollock Hillbilly, you guys need to get some Army avatars on your YouTube accounts.
It's Tajay.
What did I miss? Nice.
No, it's Tajay. That's so funny.
It's Tajay, bitch. You were having a delayed reaction on that.
Gosh, it was good. It was good. Oh man.
This is why you're the best, Bobby Wow.
You're in mid-season
form. You
form.
My joke. That's a 10 in my book. That's all you have to do.
You are in mid-season form.
It's a 10 in my book. I've been doing a lot of podcasting. In the past, Bobby Wow, like we get back to around the NFL season, and I gotta like get back into it. I'm like, I don't even know I don't know what I'm saying here anymore. It took me like a couple of weeks to just get my head straight.
Oh, that's funny.
But I've been doing a lot of, because of this stream, every 3 times a week. I might change the timing of this, though. It's getting really nice out. There's some golf action that I want to be doing. We might shift these to the occasional evening episode.
Are you a
Would you guys like that? Would you want to do a little Draft-a-Palooza? What's that?
I never pegged you for a golfer. I didn't know you golfed.
Listen, I don't like to call myself a golfer because what I do is an insult to golfers. But I do enjoy getting out on the golf course and giving it my all. Is that fair?
I like that. I'm dropping a little bit below the ADP here. I'm going to snag
Bobby,
someone that's been on
wow,
my mind.
Thielen. Old man power. You know what I like about Thielen in this format? Thielen feels like the kind of guy that's going to have a couple good weeks early in the season, and then just his old elderliness will kick in. Derek Carr is definitely not going to be anything. He's retired.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Unless the Chiefs call him to be the backup, there's no way Carr is coming back.
Yeah, he is gone. Tight end. You know what? I still like these tight ends. I think I'm going to get another stud tight end going. I'm doing it. And then I need another. I could use another running back.
Stud tight end. You can't draft Kincaid.
No, the running backs are shit. I think we're going to go. I don't really like going with these veterans too much, or with these rookies. Oh man, I want to take Kyle Williams. Fuck it. I don't love it. Feel bad about it. It was between that and Leggett. 3 days a week. Where do you get the orange for the blue moon on the golf course? Listen, when you're on the golf course. Now, do you golf, Bobby Wow?
Once a year. I stink. Yeah. I like to. I'll scramble if someone will let me join them.
It's a little scramble.
I get so frustrated too. It's the most infuriating thing. Golf.
I feel like if you're going to be good at golf, you absolutely need lessons. You have to go and get lessons. It is a great drinking day. I bring. I was going to say, do you bring your own beer? The cart girl brings you the beer. And then, you know what's interesting? And guys who are watching, I'm just going to throw this out there. You're out there golfing with like a millennial. Bobby Wow, you're a millennial. Or like a younger millennial even.
Sure. Okay.
And they're drinking fucking seltzers, bro. They're drinking hard seltzers. They're ordering White Claws from the cart girl. I'm like, dude, you're not embarrassed? Like, from my generation, it was embarrassing to order a White Claw. Like, you're like, no, give me a fucking beer. We're not ordering Zimas here. We had something called Zima. And it was seltzer of the 90s. It was called Zima. Or Seagram's. Seagram's golden wine coolers.
Okay, there you go. Not for me.
I don't drink that shit. I'm like, man, bro, it was embarrassing to have a Zima. Zima was like, you didn't drink beer yet. You were young. You didn't know. I'll drink a Zima.
Honestly, what's more refreshing than a blue moon on the golf course?
This is what I'm saying. Like, what have you guys missed out? That what is, you want to drink a seltzer when a blue moon slice of orange? By the way, and I'll take a Corona. I'm not that discerning. I enjoy a Corona, a little Miller, Miller Genuine Draft, the champagne of beers. I'm good with that.
If I'm going to get embarrassing and I'm going to stoop down a little bit, I'm going to have myself a summer shandy. I think that's my embarrassing drink on the course. If I'm not drinking a blue moon or something along those lines, or Arnold Palmer, I'm
summer
drinking
shanty.
A summer shanty.
I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna critique that. I'm not a cocktails guy, but like, I was at the liquor store the other day and they got a canned margarita that tasted just like a margarita. They were having a tasting.
It was good.
I was like, I don't really drink margaritas anyway too much. Like, it's not my choice, but this really tastes just like a margarita. Yeah, Corona with lime is fine by me, Ash Larry. They don't drink that shit in UK. Ash Larry's from UK, where any reminder that sun exists anywhere gets everybody all depressed because they never see it. And Corona reminds you of the sun, of like Mexico. It upsets people in UK.
That was just rude.
Cam Ward, I like it. Take Cam Ward. Got that third quarterback, Bobby Wow. You got the last of the decent ones. You left me nothing. I don't like this group. I probably should have taken a third quarterback. I didn't.
Joe Flacco might start the first couple weeks.
I'm taking Jalen Wright. I've been hoping he would get here. Jalen Wright is going to play every single week.
You do like Jalen Wright. You have been consistent.
He plays every week. He's not somebody who's not going to play. Oh man, I could get stupid here. I'm just going to do something.
How many tight ends do you have? Oh, you have 3 already. Never mind.
Yeah, I got my third quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Did you see the latest reports? People saying Danny Dimes going to be getting some first team reps.
Well, because Richardson's like faux hurt. And it's just a reminder, he's always going to be hurt. He can never last a year. And Danny Dimes will be a valuable. Everybody's taking Danny Dimes early in these drafts now.
You too, Ash. Which is crazy because, like, even if he does start, we all know who Danny Dimes is. That's the problem. It's like,
no, he could be better. I feel like he needs a redemption on a new team. I think there's an outside shot that Danny Dimes doesn't look that bad. Rich, ever since A. Richardson tapped his helmet and said, I need to play off, I don't think you can outlive it. It was like Geno Smith getting punched in the face by a random, like, 4th string lineman when he was working on the Jets. Like, the loss of respect in the locker room was too great. It could never be overcome.
Look, I'm with you. I'm with you, but in my best moments when I try to see from a different perspective here, we really don't know what happened. Like, maybe his brain really got, like, maybe something happened to his head, or like we have no idea. Maybe he couldn't see. Maybe the world was spinning. Who knows, right? But yeah, it's bad. It was a bad look.
Horrible look. Yeah, Mason, like, when the quarterback gets his ass beat by like another player on the team, it just shows a lack of, like, the fact that somebody had the balls to even do it. It just shows like kind of a lack of respect for the quarterback that almost cannot be overcome.
I agree. I think Richardson does have talent, though. We've seen, although very short and small, glimpses of solid play, but it's been mostly bad. Yeah.
He has some fantasy football upside. I would give him that. Like, from a fantasy football perspective, sure. Right? Like, when he makes it through the game, he could score 20 plus just because of his style of play. But that's why I took him here. Remember, we only need to ride him for 3-4 weeks. Right. And then we're already in the money. So if in these early weeks of the season, I get a dud out of Caleb, a dud out of Mahomes, and A. Rich steps in to get me a 24, thank you. I'll take
That's
it.
the thing. Assuming you've got your bye weeks covered, spread out. To me, that at QB3, my question is, can this guy potentially outscore my other 2 guys? I know, I see that. Can he potentially outscore one of my 2 guys a couple weeks during the season?
Not just the bye week.
I'm going to take Wilson.
Take your pick. Oh, Wilson. Panic pick.
No, not a panic pick.
Well, Wilson's fine.
Wilson's a WR2. I think Marvin Harrison has had some injury issues. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but
I'm soft at wide receiver. That's probably where I need to go on my next double tap here. My wide receiver group is soft. I like Keenan Allen in this format. Just as we don't know what's going to happen. Just like if he gets a job, wouldn't he go, like, you're getting him in round 17, Keenan Allen? If he gets a job, he's going to go sooner than that.
Oh, absolutely. He's worth a flyer, no doubt about it. Is he still there?
Yeah, I like that. In this round, why not? You're already in the round of, like, everybody's crap anyway.
Or Calvin Austin?
I just took Calvin Austin. Let's see, Slayton. I don't really like what's left here. Dante Thornton's making some noise in Las Vegas. You know what? Let's go crazy.
Who?
Dante Thornton is making noise in Raiders camp, playing ahead of Besh as the WR2 for the Raiders right now.
Get out of here. Get out.
I think it's because they see Besh is playing kind of the same role as Jacoby Myers. And so he doesn't really have like a first team spot where Thornton is like a speedster on the outside.
Oh, jeez.
I don't love it. Listen, I'm not taking
speedster?
a rep on that one. Yeah, see? Andres thinks Thornton's going to be good.
Oh, yeah, here we go. You're going to love this one.
Bobby Wow with Chigo Conquo. Chigo. Bobby, wow, let's see what your team looks like. Yeah, you
I'm
got your
addicted to
third.
correlation. I got Cam
Yeah,
Ward. I
that's
gotta
fine.
take Jake.
A little correlation with wait, oh, it switched back to me. Yeah. It's just like every pick, it just switches back to me. I can't like look at your thing. Oh, I
I
gotta
do
do it
like your team though. I think your team is really solid here.
I'm happy with my team. I love the running back trio I got early. I think these guys will be contributing heavily.
Oh yeah.
Bobby, wow, you got Jacobs. Wait, no, you've got Jahmyr Gibbs and then Pacheco and Tyrone. Dangerous waiting on. I'm telling you, this is a dangerous way to do this. It's a dangerous game you're playing, sir.
I
Waiting
know,
on
but
running
then
back.
then you look at the wide receivers and the tight ends I got, and you say,
Crazy
okay, well, there's a
Studley.
trade-off there. There's a trade-off.
Yeah, you're making up for it. You're making up.
You
for
got
it.
it. You have to take a stand somewhere.
I think
can't just
Pacheco
walk it.
might be that guy. Like I think you got Pacheco at pick 77. If
That could
I just
save
want
me.
to take you, I want to take you back to last year, this time of year. Let's go on a trip backwards in time. Pacheco was he was a round 3 guy. He was not a round 6 or 7 running back, and he's exactly the same guy he was last year going into the season, worthy of a round 3 pick. If he's back to form, which why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, I mean, could go either way, right? Why would he be, and why wouldn't he be? He looked so bad last season.
Yeah.
So bad.
But he looked bad. He came off a broken leg, and he just wasn't back. He wasn't himself. I think it's more likely he would be back to normal than not. He broke a leg. He came back quickly. We all knew it was going to be a slow ramp up. Did not have explosiveness. They played Kareem Hunt. Fine. But now he's had a whole off season to heal.
8 runs deep.
It's just me and you in this draft. We didn't get anybody else from the chat in here, I don't think.
I'm bummed about that.
You're coming up on well, you know what? One cool thing about this format is we could all advance. Like it's not like once we get past week 1, Bobby Wow, we're out in the ether, just matched up with random opponents. Every week.
Love that. And I also kind of like this guy as a late flyer.
Adonai Mitchell.
If only he had a quarterback.
Maybe the WR3 for his
maybe,
team?
But when Pittman inevitably gets hurt, he'll be on the field. What? This is round 15. I mean,
yeah, Pittman does tend to get hurt.
Who do you prefer, Tyler Lockett?
I don't know about preferring. I don't think there's a right
Jalen
pick
Coker.
here.
Jalen Coker might not even make the team.
Really?
No,
I think like Valdez Scantling is kind of interesting with this last pick. Yeah, Tyler Lockett's definitely interesting with the last pick. You could just get another tight end. I might just take another tight end here and just say, hey, let me just increase my odds of having an acceptable tight end score from someone. Running back, Marshawn Lloyd, Blake Corum, nothing good here.
Blake Corum, I kind of like Corum because you have Kyron.
You want to back him up?
That's a really solid handcuff to end the draft if you can get him. Oh, you're there.
All right, let's do it.
That's what I would do. No one there's scoring points for your starters.
Something just went bonkers on me, and it didn't let me draft.
No.
It's not my turn.
Were you already done?
I don't have a player. Sometimes this thing acts a little weird. Did I get him? Well, that was weird, but
you did. You got him.
Oh, I did? Okay. Yeah. All right. So final thoughts. That was an interesting one. You're right, because I backed up Kyron Williams. It's not 100% that Blake Corum is even the backup, but why not? Especially in this format where so here's what will happen in this format, Bobby Wow. As the season's rolling along, people are making it past their week, but they're also getting injuries on their teams. Right. And so the following week, that team is not as solid. So like just because somebody's made it and squeaked his way through 5-6 weeks and that's your head to head, it's possible you're getting opponents that are missing players, that have some injuries, that had some shit go bad after the first couple of weeks. So you want to build this well-rounded team approach. I didn't really think about, I forgot to look at bye weeks.
The handcuff strategy though is really intriguing because you almost guarantee yourself a starter. What if you draft 3 starting running backs and then the 3 handcuffs, which is doable? Almost guarantee yourself a starter all through the season.
Let's say I wanted to back up Saquon with Will, whatever that guy is, right? I forgot his name.
Shipley.
Williams, I could back him up on the absolute last pick. Walker, you have to pay to get.
Yeah, that one wouldn't be worth a handcuff as much for Sharps.
Yeah, you're paying a little bit too much.
A good spot.
Let's see, where did Charbonnet go? I'm just trying to look for where he goes. Yeah, he went in. I went in round 10. Yeah, you're paying like a premium price a little bit here. Trevor Lawrence, still good.
Shipley though, Shipley would have been a great handcuff. That would have been another one.
Yeah, I did forget to look at bye weeks in fairness, but I don't think it was going to be an issue on this one. Not to say that. So let's just get an overall here. Yeah, I love the trio of starting running backs: Barkley, Kyren, Kenny Walker.
I'm worried about touchdown scoring from your wide receivers. That's the one hole.
Yeah. Wilson might be a touchdown scorer this year. But here's a beautiful combination. We got Mahomes, Kelsey, and Xavier Worthy as our little correlative trio.
I love it. I love your tight ends. All 3 tight ends. Great picks, great value too.
All good tight ends that can, each one of them individually can get a touchdown, can do some damage. I like it. Right. Caleb, backup quarterback. We didn't really get a third guy. I took Anthony Richardson, but you got Mahomes and Caleb. I really hope that should be enough. Their bye weeks do not correlate. From here, it got a little crazy.
Highest most weeks. Sorry, go ahead.
What's that? Yeah, it got a little crazy towards the end for me with Kyle Williams. All right. Jalen Wright.
The wide receiver leaves a little to be desired, but that was your stand. You wanted to be rock solid everywhere else.
I've also got Caleb Williams paired up with Odunze. I mean, I think I have some decent correlative pairs as well.
I love it.
I need Rome Odunze to step up. For this team to work out, Odunze needs to be good. That's what it comes down to.
He's going to be good. You have a bizarre. You're down on him more than most people.
Yeah, because I had him on my dynasty teams, and he was so bad.
You expected too much. Keenan Allen and DJ were there. All
right. Bobby, wow, looking at your draft. I mean, like I said, I kind of looked it through. Amazing wide receivers. Love Ladd, love DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel, all touchdown monsters, or all potentially, WR1s, or Deebo just kind of like the all-you-can-do-it guy for his team. You did an interesting move here of double tapping stud tight ends with Kittle and Hawkinson. I think it's going to work out well. Kittle will win you weeks in this league. You just need him to happen early.
One thing I forgot to ask, I probably should ask before the draft. Is there a flex position that scores each week? Or is it just one tight end can score? That I forgot to ask.
2. No, there is a flex here. So
okay.
Your second tight end you'll need that. You have only 2 running backs that are starters on this squad. So you need somebody else to step up and make it. This is what I don't like about it is the reason I like to take 3 early RBs is because I do want an RB in that flex having the potential to grab that spot.
Absolutely.
Half point PPR. It's hard to, like, a running back 16 is much easier to get to than a wide receiver 16 in this format. Mm-hmm. And you want that, you need that 16 level. So I would just say in doing these, I would be a little more aggressive at running back, primarily because while having these amazing wide receivers and tight ends is great, they're a little more volatile. I need to lock in those my 2 starting running backs and the flex. I need locked in, and then we have the rest kind of working it out, or have my other guys fill in for that running back when he has a dud, and I can get somebody in there. Like if I got 3 running backs that are good and they're all putting up, one has a dud, well, the other 2 take their spots, and then hopefully a tight end or somebody steps up for the flex.
Yep. Although they're completely meaningless, we are projected within 1.5 points of each other, which is pretty remarkable.
Where does it show that? Is there a thing that shows projections?
Draft summary.
Oh, where the heck is that? I've never looked at that. Where do you
popped
see that?
Up my phone. Just popped up my phone right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, it's on the phone? Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go back to my results or my drafts or my active or my completed. Here we go. So does it this is the eliminator. Yeah, it doesn't really show that. I can show
Yeah,
you
if you
my
click-
exposures for the
If you click
eliminator.
it, if you click it should show you
Like
if you click
if
on
I
the
wait,
like to
if
the
I
right.
go to the eliminator, no, I don't want
Click
to
on one of
email
those
it.
teams.
Hang on.
Click
So
on
I'll
a
go to the
team in there.
eliminator, and we go here, and the top team. Yeah, it doesn't show. That's on the app only, I think.
What if you click like the eye or the down arrow there, to the right, all the way to the right, further to the right, yeah, up.
This one
The eye right
No.
there next to the.
here.
What does it say in
Oh,
the
the
green?
eye?
View what?
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, that might be app only. So it doesn't
Okay.
show what your projected score is on the website. Oh no, it shows your. Oh, actually, it does. It shows my projected score.
That's the one.
Okay, so I'd have to go team by team to see all the different teams. But look at this one. I got a 3154. Okay, 31.
Although I don't think anything's
2900,
I don't think anything is more meaningless.
2699. Ugh, gross.
And that'll be the team that perform. Oh my God, your QBs are Bo Nix and Anthony Richardson. Lord have mercy.
I don't remember even doing this one. This is like an auto draft or something. Like, how did I mess this one up?
That's one where you
This might
just
have been
say
the
your
first
account
one I
got
ever
hacked
drafted.
and move
Like,
on.
what? Oh, you know what I was thinking with this one? I had this idea that I just try to get to week 4. And so I didn't care. I took Richardson figuring I just went crazy at these other positions. And then
waited on
said,
QB.
yeah, I was just like, I could just squeak my way through. I don't know what I was thinking. I had like a thought of just cashing with that one. Anyway, guys, no, we're not going to do another one. Draft-a-Palooza. 2 hours of Draft-a-Palooza is enough. For one day, we're back 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, drafting best ball teams right here on DF's Army YouTube channel. Bobby, wow, so fun hanging out.
It's been a blast. It always is.
Yeah, it's always fun hanging out, drafting together. We got to do more of these. Got to get on with me here more, talk some more smack. Hopefully having a great weekend planned for you and the family.
Yeah,
Father's Day,
absolutely.
Doing Father's Day last weekend? Was that last weekend?
We did. A lot of hanging out, a lot of food. We did some pickleball in the cul-de-sac. It was good. My kids and I built like a little model rocket. We launched that off to end the day. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a good day.
That's awesome.
How about
That's
you?
a lot of fun. Yeah, I did. I wanted a barbecue. I had a lot of people over. My dad came by. My father-in-law. All that. All the dads came over. My brother-in-law.
That's awesome, man.
My brother.
That's the
Everybody
best. Hanging with the fam. That's where the.
I was going to barbecue, but it was freezing in New York last week and rainy. But now it's beautiful out, so I'm about to go outside and hop in the old pool.
I love it, man. Enjoy that. Hey, shout out to the chat too. Always awesome. The chat is always awesome with the comments, the players, the advice. So good. So good, everybody.
We're going to be drafting against each other constantly, guys, all summer long. We're going to have so many best ball teams. Following best ball this year is going to be fun. Like in the past, I never looked at it. I was just like, all right, DFS started. I didn't even look at that shit. This year, I think I'm going to pay attention to it. Like, how am I doing with all these teams? So fun to get in the playoffs with your best ball teams as well. So I'm going to keep hammering through these drafts all summer long. Like we said, DraftKings, Underdog, maybe something else will come along that we'll do some drafts for too. I might change the timing of this though. Like I said, it's summertime. Right now it's for noon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Will it change? Will it be 4, 5 o'clock one day? Tune in and find out. All right, guys. Good stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Deuces, everyone.